Joined here at the Thornbury Surfacing Stadium with Chippenham Town manager Gary Horgan. Gary, some have dubbed you the miracle man. First season in charge of the football club, you took us into the playoffs. First attempt as first team manager into the FA Cup, first round proper. Talk us through that one, mate.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Like I said, I think I've experienced quite a few emotions on Saturday in the first game, and then probably tonight felt a little bit more comfortable. But look, I'm just really pleased. Certainly pleased for the group in there. Certainly pleased for everybody associated with the club, fans, backroom staff, absolutely everybody. And then hopefully, like I said, you know, we can move on now from tonight and embrace welcoming Lincoln here in a couple of weeks' time.
Of course, you've just mentioned there, moving on into the first round proper now, we welcome Lincoln City, the Imps, a big side, 7,500 season ticket holders that are no doubt going to be clamouring for the limited tickets that are available here for what will be, I believe, the first meeting between the two clubs. I suppose the FA Cup, really, when you take all the glitz, the glamour away and the money connotations for the football club, as a manager, as a football man, this has really got to be what it's about, pitting your wits against the Football League sides that, you know, we aspire to be.
Yeah, it was one of the messages that fed into the players before the game. You know, this is what we signed up for at the start of the season, really. You know, we signed up for a decent FA Cup run, and also to do really well in the league, or finish as high as you can in the league. So what we want to do then is as I say, pit our wits, like you've said, go and test yourself against the very best, you know, a pro football team, to see how well equipped we are and how far. You know, we've got some young lads that are looking to move back into that direction, so that they'll be able to test and see where they are up against that. That'll be their benchmark. But yeah, you know, that's, like I said, you know, in short, that's what we signed up for at the start of the year.
And at the end of the game on Saturday, Gary, against Hendon, you said obviously there would be changes, there would need to be, you know, squad rotation to try and keep legs fresh, try and keep players coming in, manage minutes. 3 changes tonight, and it seemed like the changes that were rang really were the beneficiary. It was Joe Parker, one of the lads coming in for the start today, who's got the only goal of the game and really sent you on your way.
Yeah, look, it's easy to say that those 3 changes have been good, because we've won the game, you know. So hindsight, it looks like it's a master stroke or something like that, you know. But I was really pleased with all 3 performances, and you know, Joey obviously will probably get the plaudits because he scored the goal. But I thought Alex Bray was absolutely outstanding at left back, given that's his first, you know, 90 minutes in 8 to 10 weeks. You know, Tom Mayhew, I thought, come in and looked like the Tom Mayhew of old. I thought he was brilliant. He kept control possession, certainly in the first half. And yeah, so look, I thought all 3 did well, but that's to be said. Look, it is about the whole group. You know, like you said, we've got loads of minutes to manage coming up. Games thick and fast, Saturday, Tuesday. And it doesn't matter who holds the shirt, really, because, you know, as we've said before, nobody, you know, we're a group and everybody is you know, pulling their weight for the team.
And Gary, you've always kind of been known as a fairly magnanimous and respectable manager of your opposition, certainly no different than the 2 ties over the games against Hendon here. I thought, obviously, aside from one moment, which of course we will come on to naturally as people that are in the media, but certainly over the 2 legs, I thought both the side, the management, and of course the backroom staff really acquitted themselves well and were a really good advert for a football club in Hendon FC.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, they gave us a really good test over 180 minutes, and like I said, you know, a lot was made of the fact that they're bottom of their league. They won't finish bottom in that league, and you know, they had a disastrous start by their own admissions. You know, they lost the first 6 league games, but you know, I think I said it on Saturday. You know, they're 8 unbeaten, so you could argue that they're the form side coming into it, really, and they're not a bad side, and they've picked up and added to the squad as they've gone. So they're not a bad side. Like I said, I expect them to climb their table definitely, and yeah, like I said, they've given us a tough game over 180 minutes, but luckily, like I said, you know, we're the ones that have come out on top tonight.
We'll touch very briefly on it, Gary. I know obviously you're not going to sit here and dig anyone out in particular, but obviously there was a little bit of an unsavoury moment at the end there after the final whistle had blown. It seemed to be that the referee had brandished a card to a Hendon player, and then what followed can only be described as an absolute free-for-all. I mean, your involvement in that, I'm not sure, as peacemaker and trying to pull people apart, but it looked like a thankless task. Anything really to add on to what we've seen?
Look, my viewpoint is that it's an FA Cup tie. It's been played with blood and thunder over 180 minutes. Ultimately, whoever loses is going to be really disappointed. There's a bit of a flashpoint at the end. You know, both groups have sort of come together. I think everyone's just trying to protect themselves as such, or, you know, protect their own group. So both of us have agreed, you know, we're happy kind of how it's been dealt with in terms of, you know, there's no further repercussions in terms of that. Yes, there were some cards brandished, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, from my point of view, look, you know, it's a game that we all love and we're passionate about, so it's just a little bit unfortunate that it spilled over towards the end.
And of course the only real involvement from the referee at the end there in terms of any proper sort of discipline was Will Tizard, I believe, was brandished a straight red card. Didn't see too much from my vantage point as to what Tiz actually done. It seemed, if anything, he was trying to get away from a lot of that and being sort of pulled about from pillar to post, and they've really made a beeline for him. I don't know if obviously you guys have got any sort of process of appeal here or any grounds to do so. I believe you obviously have got the video footage that you can have a look at, but is that going to be something that we sort of press ahead with Tiz there, because he did look a bit unfortunate to be caught up in that.
We certainly will. We certainly will. We will have a good look at it. Like you say, when there's so many bodies, so many arms, so many people trying to act as peacemaker, like you say, in the main, people are just trying to pull each other out of the way, and like you said, then it gets a bit heated, and it looks like arms are flailing here and there. But from where I was, like I said, from all of the interactions I saw, Will was trying to pull people away and act as peacemaker. So I think he's been unfortunate. But the unfortunate thing is, if the flashpoint doesn't happen in the first place, we're trying to go away and celebrate with our fans. It happens. Like I said, I get it. It's an emotional day for everyone in terms of the emotion that we've put across the game, over the two 90 minutes. So it happens. But we certainly will have a look at it, because I don't want to be without Will for 3 games. Certainly if he has, like I said, been on the wrong end of a decision.
And obviously you were sort of alluded there to the fans, Gary. The fans came in their numbers this evening, on Tuesday evening, 642. We can obviously assume on top of that as well, season tickets that aren't added into that have been here this evening. Children obviously that go free with a paying adult, as it is here at Chippenham. So a very good crowd, probably of around about 800 give or take by the time you've added on all of those people. It was great to see them here today. You of course were part of the coaching staff in 2018, where the last time this was a big sellout against Northampton, 2,500-3,000 supporters that can make their way in here. It stays like this, really. Looking forward to at home against Lincoln, getting as many of those guys in and really showing not only the clubs that you're coming up against, but also the people of Chippenham, what you guys can do as a football side. Yeah,
look, we'd love to have them back. Hopefully, like I said, I thought they were brilliant tonight. So it'd be good to have some of them come back to the home games in the league first. And like you say, not just pick the FA Cup if that is the case, but I thought they made loads of noise tonight, and I thought they were brilliant, and you could hear them throughout first half. So, and out of that, like I said, that crowd number, that's the majority of that's Chippenham fans. So it's good. It shows that that we're hopefully doing something right as a club, that people want to come and watch us. So look, we want to see as many people as we can here, week on week. So but yeah, tonight, like I said, I thought they were brilliant, and it was good and really noticeable.
And such is the brutality of the league, Gary. You mentioned obviously we're now back to the league, 3 games, 3 away from home, I believe, starting with Tonbridge on Saturday, Concord the following week, Braintree after that. That's a lot of travelling before obviously arriving at that first round proper date. As a manager now, what goes through your head? Is it a case of simply managing minutes into players and playing into these guys savvy? Of course, you don't want to abandon the league altogether, because the FA Cup, whilst it is important, the league is your bread and butter. Must be a very tricky headache for you to have over the next sort of 3 to 4 games, trying to keep the squad right in that frame of mind for Lincoln.
Yeah, look, we've said all along, it's an obvious one, but it's a squad game, and we're going to need everybody this year. And it's just sometimes it can be, like I said, Will as an example. If his red card stands, he misses the next 3 games, and he might be looking forward to we've just chatted about it in there. Does that affect me for the first round of the FA Cup if that's the case? And I think fortunately for him, we've got enough games before them for it not to. But it's a squad game. We have some really good. We've got a really, really good squad. It's a competitive squad, and we want that, and people need that challenge to keep everybody on their toes. So yeah, look, the same 11 players aren't going to play week in, week out, and we have to manage those minutes. We manage games. We look at matchups in between, sort of like the games we're involved in as well. So, but yeah, look, it'll be a group effort, and like I said, we'll need absolutely everybody and everyone in that squad.
Perfect. Well, Gary, for this evening, it's another notch on your managerial CV. Obviously, taking us into the playoffs last year, first round of the FA Cup this year, which is something obviously the club's only done 4 times. You've now been a part of 50% of that in terms of club history for the first round. I know obviously you're too humble to take the plaudits, certainly on camera, but from all of us here at Chippenham, mate, thank you very much for stepping in the way you did last season, and of course a fantastic start to the year, culminating hopefully not just in a first round game against Lincoln, but a very good tie against them. From all of us, congratulations for this evening, and well done, Gary.
Yeah, thank you.
Super.